hello. Come on in. This is Soul Detox day number 4. Come on in. Come on in. Make sure you guys can see me okay. Sorry about that. I think that helped. Hey guys. When you come in, say hello. Hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, Talisha. Hey, hey, I see you. I see you. We'll give you guys a few moments. We're just letting some music play. Hey, Robin. Hey, Yolanda. Hey, Brian. Good to have you guys on tonight. You guys can hear me okay? See me okay? I'm not going to have the music on the whole time. As a matter of fact, I'm just have the music on for the first part. But tonight I'm going to be talking more. I think it's going to be a blessing to you. Hey, Candace. I see you guys coming in. We'll give it another maybe 30 seconds. And at the 2-minute mark, we will start our session tonight. Yes. Okay, perfect, perfect. Hope you guys are doing well. Today's been a travel day for me, so I started in LA and am now on the East Coast, and I'm going to be making my trek through various ways, but I am on the East Coast, and I'm excited to be here. I'm going to be a little bit of everywhere, but I'm excited to be all the places I'm going to be. But I did, for those of you all that have been praying, I'm on safely on the East Coast, and God is faithful. All right, guys. Well, it is at the 2-minute mark, and it is time for us to get started. Well, it is day number 4. What can we say? We are really like at that 75, 80, 83% complete with our challenge. I hope that you have been blessed by it so far. Hey, Julia, blessings to you. I've certainly enjoyed it so far. I've enjoyed our time together. I think it has been impactful. I've enjoyed you all. Although I can't see you guys and it's you just seeing me, you know, I'm looking at the all the little messages and all that. Okay. Okay, Jasmine, that's fine. Don't work too hard. And you can enjoy the replay. That's absolutely fine. Well, tonight I have something that very important I think is going to be impactful for us tonight. I was going to talk a little bit about the homework, but I think I may say that towards the end. But if you want to put something in the chat, I guess the question that I'm probably going to pose to you, and you can answer it at any time, was how challenging was the soul work last night that you were given? How challenging was the soul work that you all were given last night? Oh, wow, Julia. You just finished reading the whole book. Oh, my God. Oh, wow. Thank you. Listen, oh, that blesses me so much. Thank you, Julia. I appreciate your review of the book. And I try to write it with people like me in mind. And I try to write it with, and I try not to make it too long. And so I'm glad to know that it's what I love more than anything is people being able to read it from cover to cover. And it's not like, how sometimes you pick up a book and, you never finish it, or you finish a little bit here and there. I love the fact that a lot of times people can get through most of the book. So thank you so much, Brian. And I've heard from so many of you guys already about the book, and I appreciate you guys. The day in the life of, right? Oh my God, I'm like, Julie, listen, I'm literally saying to myself, wait a minute. I remember shipping Julia's book out. How has Julia read the book already is what I'm thinking. Because I'm like, I remember, because guys, I do my own shipping out and mailing things, and that's my handwriting, whether you can see it or not, that's my handwriting. And I'm doing my little labels, and I love to, I don't know. I mean, I love having a team, but I also love being able to sometimes just do little things and, pray over everything. And so I'm like, yeah, Julia just got, yeah, Amber, yes. Okay. So you should be, okay, good. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you. I so appreciate you guys Anytime you can think of anyone who could benefit from that book, please, please, please let them know about it. I think it'll be a blessing. Oh, wow. I think it will be a blessing to them as well. So, really excited. Well, let's move into tonight. Let me turn our music down. Definitely want to. I see. I think Robin, you commented on. Talisha said very challenging but freeing. Robin said writing the letters were challenging. Okay, got it. Okay, all right, good. Oh wow. Okay, good stuff. And I expect it to be challenging. And so maybe you've not gotten through all of it yet. Maybe you've not written all your letters yet. But I want you to keep doing it. I think it will be impactful for you. I don't recommend you giving it to anyone at this point. But I did want to get you going in the mindset of, man, I need to say some things. I need to get some things off my chest. And just being able to get it out is very therapeutic. And so I'm so glad that you guys were able to start that process. And I pray you'll continue. And then, because let's be clear. Let's be honest. This is not going to be the last time somebody else is going to, 5 years from now, somebody else is going to do something we're not really okay with. And we may have to be able to communicate that, but we may have to start with writing a letter so that we can get our feelings out to make sure that we've not missed, something in translation. So I was curious about that. Well, tonight I'm going to spend about maybe 20 minutes or so. You know how that goes. We're going to try. I'm going to try. I'm going to do about 20 minutes tonight. And the 20 to 25 minutes is going to be me sharing about something that I think is very important with the Soul Detox. Also, tomorrow is our last session. And I'm going to keep you guys posted. Right now, everything is still on at the same time, 8 p.m. There's a possibility that I may have to do some travel tomorrow night. If I do, I will give you guys a makeup date so that we can finish our, I know it sounds weird, but what I'll do, let me say this. What I will do is I will give you something so that you can work on it and we can be prepared if by chance. Right now it's still on, everything is still good. But just in case I'm not quite where I need to be by that certain time, I will let you guys know at least hours in advance that if I have to move that time. So I will let you guys know. And of course, I will check with you to see what works best for you. And it'll be soon, very soon. But it's just a lot of things going on. And I want to make sure I get through everything. And I don't want to slight you guys. Y'all know how that is. I don't want to slight y'all. I don't want to be, my mind is here and there. I want to be solely focused on you guys. And so I wanted to share that, but I'll keep you guys posted. So right now it's still on. Tonight, I want to talk about setting healthy boundaries. Somebody put that in the chat. Setting healthy boundaries. We're going to take about 20, 25 minutes to talk about setting healthy boundaries. Because part of us doing this soul detox and us, looking at things within ourselves, our mind, our emotions, our will, our affections, our desires, our disappointments, all of that stuff, and our connections, our relationships with others, and then looking at some of the, thank you, I see you guys typing it, looking at some of the toxic behaviors that I talked about like earlier this week. One of the things that's going to help you in the future, and some of you may do this well already, or you may have done it well and you realize, man, I got to get back on my post, right? And sometimes we need a reminder. So for some of you all, this is going to be a reminder. For others of you all, this is going to be like, oh my God, I needed this. Okay, I see you. Hey, Francis. But setting healthy boundaries are critical. And I love to teach on this. I'm going to do a little bit different tonight. But I want to just talk through it a little bit because I can tell you from personal experience, I have not always done the best with setting healthy boundaries, right? Let me ask you guys, on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being I am amazing with setting healthy boundaries. 1 being I don't really ever speak up for myself hardly. I don't set the boundaries I need to set with people. They, and it always costs me more. It always, puts me in the bind. Or you may be in the middle. You may say, hey, I'm more like in between. Sometimes I'm good, sometimes I'm not. I want you to take a moment and put in the chat where you think, and it's no right or wrong rating, but where do you see yourself as it relates to setting healthy boundaries? Do you feel like you're at a 10, you're at a 1, you're at a 4, you're at an 8? I see you guys. Robin's a 4, Brian's a 7. Yeah, I see you guys. Okay. I'm going to give it a moment to see if anybody else wants to put anything in. Yolanda's a 6.5. Okay. Jasmine is a 7. Francis, I see you. Do you want some? A little bit? Okay. Talisha says a 7. Okay, good. I see you guys. Thank you guys for your honesty and sharing your thoughts and where you feel like you are. I feel like I'm at a strong 9.5, but I will be very honest. I've not been there most of my life. This is more recent, in the last couple of years. I've been able to set better boundaries and feel good about it. Okay, Julia says a 5. Okay. And let me say this to you. Chances are your number's going to go lower if you have a hard time saying no. Does anybody on here say, gosh, I'll be honest, it's hard for me to say no to people I love. It's hard for me to say no. It's hard for me not to overextend myself. If it's a person that I care about, I love, I feel like sometimes I go too far with it. Yes, Brian, it does take experience to get it higher. It does. And it's sometimes a gruesome experience. Sometimes you're just fed up and you're like, I can't be in the negative anymore. And so I'm going to have to do something different. And what I learned about human nature, and you can study this if you've not already studied it. One of the things I learned about human nature is that it's in our nature to take. Yeah, okay, good, Robin. Okay, I see you, Julia. Human nature is it's in our nature to take what is offered to us. For instance, if a person says, hey, you don't have to drive, you don't have to do this, I'm going to pick you up. If you keep putting that out there, human nature is designed to take. Yes, I see you guys. Take. And so with that being said, if you're always at that place where you're finding yourself where it's like, man, I feel like I'm always the one that's in the negative behind this situation, this circumstance. I feel like I'm the one that's going all out and others aren't. And I want to say this because sometimes we expect other people to be to us what we are. Does that make sense? Sometimes we expect people to be to us what we are to them. And it's not, and I must say, and it's taking me some time to get there, but it's not fair. I see you guys. It's not fair for you and I to expect other people to be to us what we are to them. Nobody else is going to be a Takesha or Talisha. I know it's a Keisha, but Talisha. Nobody else is going to be a Brian. Nobody else is going to be, a Julia. Nobody else is going to be a Francis. Nobody else is going to be you. You're going to have to give it out of the goodness of your heart, whether it's love, whether it's acceptance, whether it's wisdom, whatever you're sharing, you're going to have to just give it. Wow, I see you, Yolanda. You're going to have to be at the place where you're willing to give it. You don't give it to get it. And 1 Corinthians 13 talks about love, the definition of love. You ever want to know the full definition of love or a good definition of love, go to 1 Corinthians chapter 13 and read it, whatever version that you understand. And it will give you a good understanding of love is not the kind that you always get it in return. Sometimes when you're doing things, that's why we have to set healthy boundaries so we're not overexerting ourselves. And let me say this, there will be some people that will not like the fact that you're setting healthy boundaries. Yes, Robin. Yes. Woo, that's a big one right there, right? That's a big one. Sometimes people won't like when we set healthy boundaries. They're going to think you changed. They're going to think you better than them. They're going to think, who are you to tell me no? You always tell me yes. And you're going to remember the next time I do stuff for you. See, when people start putting those guilt trips on you, let's go back to our homework. Let's go back to our soul work we've been doing. Let's go back to those toxic behaviors, whether we've given them off or we've accepted them from others. That's very toxic. And so never allow anyone to make you feel like you just got to do something. That's just not the way that it is, right? You have to be willing to count up the cost to see if it's something that you really can sign up for and do. We got to be careful that we're not always just saying, oh yeah, I'll do it. Oh, put me down. And not counting up the cost on what that will take, all right? So if you're just looking for some kind of definition as it relates to, boundaries and things like that, I'm going to give you one, and then we'll sort of go from there. Healthy personal boundaries means taking responsibility for your own actions and emotions. I'm gonna say that again. Healthy personal boundaries means taking responsibility for your own actions. I see you, Julia. Listen, we do that with family often. Taking responsibility for your own actions and what? Emotions, comma, I'm not done, while not taking responsibility for the actions and emotions of others. Okay? So we take responsibility for our actions, our emotions, but we do not take on the other person's. And so often what causes us to not set healthy boundaries is we're too busy thinking about what they're going to feel, how they're going to feel about it. And so we're too busy concerned with that. And so by default, we go too far into to appeasing them, and then it causes us to be in the negative. And then we mad. Who we mad at? We the one that set healthy boundaries, right? So it's important. Healthy boundaries is about knowing your limits and sticking to them. If somebody else wants to take notes and put that down. Setting healthy boundaries is like knowing your limits and sticking to them. If you know you're a person that just does not do good work after 10 p.m., your brain don't really do what it would typically do. You know, you're sluggish, you're ready for bed, you really want to be in bed at 9:30. Why would you sign up? Why would you say yes to someone that you'll do something at 10 o'clock? And you know you're going to be sleepy on the road. And you know that it's not saying emergency type of situations. I'm not talking about that kind of stuff. But if you know that that's past your limit, you should not put yourself in that. And you've got to ask yourself, what is it that makes me keep crossing the limits that I end up in the negative? Because who do we have to blame when we are the people that are not setting those boundaries, all right? So let's talk a little bit more. This is some signs that you may not have set the best boundaries, okay? Do you ever feel like people take advantage of you or use your emotions for their own gain? Do you ever feel like that? You can say, you don't even have to comment. You could just say it to yourself. You can't comment. But I'm saying, don't feel like you got to be, I want you to be able to just think about it, right? Do you ever feel like you're constantly having to save people close to you and fix their problems? Do you ever feel like that? I'll give you a prime example. For me, one of my roles, a way in which I have income is by solving problems. And so I look at it a little differently. For me, I get paid to solve problems. Many of you guys on your jobs, you get paid to solve problems. Why are you mad that another problem showed up? That's what you got paid to do. You get paid to solve problems. I know it's not in your job description, but baby, at the end of the day, that's what they're paying you for. It's for you to solve problems, for you to make stuff smooth, right? And so, so I know the difference. I know when I'm working, and so I can solve problems all day long. And then I know when I'm being taken advantage of. Do you know when you're being taken advantage of? Do you know when someone is getting over on you? Because you do know it's human nature for us to take whatever you give. You keep giving it, we're going to take it. Why am I going to buy a $50 meal if you are saying, hey, just show up. I got your order. Just all you got to do is come to the front door, give your name. And you keep doing that every time. Why would I'm going to position myself to say, oh, well, whenever I want a meal from there, you've already made it clear. See what I'm saying? We set these things and we're not clear about it. And so then people overuse us. Woo! Do you find yourself sucked into pointless fighting and debating? You find yourself being caught in the middle of things sometimes and people trying to bring you in and putting you in the middle of things? Do you find yourself more invested or attracted to a person than you should be for how long you've known them? Some of us, we fall in love with people quickly. Now when I say that, some of you are instantly going to go to a boyfriend, girlfriend, some kind of romantic relationship. I'm not even just talking about that. Some of us just meet people and we just are just so gullible that if that person presents something good to us, we like 3 days in, we're like, oh, that's my good friend. 3 days in? Are we sure that that's their actual government name? Do we even know that they live at that address? Do we even know what their motives are? Have we discerned where they are? Or are we just taking their word for whatever they say? I used to take people's word for what they say because it just, for me, it's much easier to process. Why would a person walk around purposely lying or purposely portraying themselves as something they aren't? That's my mindset, right? Because I'm thinking, I don't sleep well when I'm not authentic. So I'm thinking, hey, that's the way people are. And then I realized, no, it's people out here that's they thinking up something right now. Another lie they gonna tell. And you're gonna be the culprit. You're gonna be the one that's on the other side of it. So I said, oh, okay, Nicole, you gotta stop thinking that everybody thinks like you. You gotta stop thinking that people just mean what they say. You gotta stop thinking that when they say, oh, I'll be back at 6. No, I want that ticket. Please save that ticket for me. I'll be there at 6 o'clock. I'm gonna be there. And then 6 o'clock roll around. Not only do they not show up, but you won't even hear from them. 7 o'clock go by. You don't hear nothing. 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Next day, they call you. Hey, what did you ever do with the ticket? You mean the ticket you told me you wanted that I did not give to someone else because you said you wanted to go? Yeah, I lost my money. I didn't get to take. I waited on you, so there was no way for me to use the ticket. You see what I'm saying? And so this is where a lot of us find ourselves because we overexert ourselves. You got to ask yourself a question: why am I overexerting myself in friendships, relationships, connections, covenants? On my job, why? What do I have to prove? What do I have to prove? Why am I overly working in this conversation? If you're sitting across the table from someone that said they're interested in you, and they're on their phone the entire time and they don't even look up, and here you are trying to make up conversation. Well, what did you do today? And did those shoes hurt your feet again today? See, you trying to come up with stuff. You're not setting healthy boundaries. Because healthy boundaries will say to you, you know what? You will know the next time I will ever waste time because I could have ate by myself. I did not need to sit across from you for you to be on your phone the entire time with the understanding we was going to have a conversation and we did not talk at all. Yeah, I won't be doing that anymore. So the next time you want to take me out to eat, send me a gift card. Send me an e-gift card. Yeah. Mail me a gift card. Drop it in the mailbox. Yeah, for one. Now you can give me twice as much money on it, but just for one. No. Why? Because the last time we went out to eat, yeah, you totally didn't have anything to say. And I felt like I was eating by myself. So I'm thinking, if you want to do something nice for me, you're welcome to. But I'm not going to put myself in that position. Now, some of you said, well, that's a little much. Well, maybe you're in. See, this is another thing that I've learned about myself, and maybe it will help you. And I feel like I'm just talking to my family tonight. Y'all can tell me. But you guys are family. And so I feel like the older you get, the less time you have to waste. How do y'all feel about that? I feel like the older I get, the less time I have to waste. Like I'm not fitting to spend 6 months trying to figure out if you're my real friend or not. I'm not doing that. I'm not spending 3 weeks trying to figure out if you really want to go on a trip or not. No. The deposit is $250. You knew that 6 months ago. It's the day of. I've been texting you about it. You have not sent the $250. You've done all kinds of things that equal $250, but you've not done that. So why am I getting all bent out of shape? Okay. Homegirl not going. It's okay. Guess who's still going? I am. Guess who will not be asking homegirl next time does she want to go? I'm not even wasting my breath. I'm not even wasting my text messages. I'm not wasting my thumb strokes asking you, do you want to go a place, and you have done this every time. Now see, when the older you get, the less, I'm going to say this. Now, some of y'all may see different. When you hit 40, if anybody on here is 40 plus, chat back at me. I'm not saying it don't happen earlier. I'm telling you what I have seen in a lot of people around me, including myself. Once I turned 40, like you think you didn't play no games at 30 something, in your 20s, When you hit 40, now I'm gonna say 40, and then I guess as you go up, it probably gets even better. When I hit 50, I'm sure I'll probably be in another place. But at 40, I'm like, no, I'm not wasting my time on this. No, totally Totally not making this something. Okay, yes. See you, Robin. I'm totally not wasting my time. I'm not wasting my time on this. I'm not wasting my time on that. You will not waste my time. I'm not talking about y'all, but you know I have to get into this thing, right? You know, I got to get into this thing. You're not wasting my time. You're not wasting my money. You're not wasting my resources. You're not coming to sit on my couch and flatten out my cushions for no drama, for no mess. We're not doing it. When you show me you about foolishness, now I'm letting the countryside come out now. When you show me you about foolishness, I'm finna let you be foolish on your own. But I can't be a part of that. Because association brings on what? I didn't hear you. One more time. Association brings on what? Assimilation. You are who you hang with. You are who you hang around the most. This is the gist of who you are, your tribe, right? That's why you gotta know who your tribe is. You gotta know what set you claim, right? All right, so I'm really speaking from my heart. I got some notes, but I'm really speaking from my heart tonight because I feel like that will help. Yolanda says I'm 39 and 11 months and I'm feeling the shift. I don't have time for none of it. None. Let me tell you, deuces all the way. Yeah, Yolanda, you close enough you close enough. We don't have time for it. I feel like, Fantasia, no time for it. Like, I don't have time for it. So I totally get it. This is about, once again, setting healthy boundaries. Have you found yourself telling people something that you don't like? Yes, Talisha. Telling them something you don't like when they do it and then they keep doing it. You tell them you don't swim. I'm just using this example. You tell them you don't like water, swimming, you don't mind being near the water, but you don't like to be thrown in the water. You don't like your hair to get wet, whatever. You just don't like water like that, lots of water. You keep telling a person that and they still ignore your wishes. Some of us think that stuff is cute. It's not cute. It's a person who is disrespecting your boundaries, especially if you've been clear about it. If you tell a person, I don't eat meat, and they take you to a steakhouse, what we doing here? What we doing? What we doing? What we doing? What we doing? Why am I here? And see, that goes to show you what you're working with people. Yes, it's disrespectful. And I think some of us have been disrespected so long that we have become immune to it or we become desensitized to it. And I'm here to tell you during this soul detox, I want you to leave this 5-day soul detox setting better boundaries. I want you to be clear about your intentions. I want you to be clear about what you want. I want you to be clear about what you don't want. I want you to communicate clearly. I want you to, and listen, communicate. Remember, setting healthy boundaries is about you taking responsibility for your own actions and your behaviors, right? And your emotions, not theirs. So many times we keep quiet, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong. So many times we will not say what we need to say because we're thinking about how they're going to take it. Now, it's a way to say it. But what I'm not going to do is hold my tongue and not say anything if I know you keep disrespecting that boundary. And so what I've learned is people will keep disrespecting the boundary until you set it and you stick to it. Thank you. You got to stick to it. You got to stick to it, okay? Let's give a prime example. You ever met those parents, and I know there's none on here, but you ever met those parents or that mother? Let's talk about the mother, because I don't see dads. I don't know, I could be wrong, but I don't see dads, my experience, I don't see dads doing it as much as I've seen women or mothers do it. You ever seen that mother that tells you, don't do that, and if you do that again, I'm going to get you? 48 times later, what did I tell you? Get down from there. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. And if you one of the people that don't do all that, you be watching like, could be my kids. You know how we do, right? What that parent is teaching that child is, when I say don't do that, I'm giving you 46 more chances. And if I had a good day at work, I'm going to give you 52. And if I had a bad day at work, you're going to get 36. And if I'm mad at your daddy, or they ain't pay me right, you ain't give me one chance. You see how sporadic that is? You cause trauma on your children, your grandchildren, your nieces, your nephews, when you are all over the place. If you do it one more time, I'm going to get you. And then 10 times later, I said stop. And you're trying to figure out why they keep doing it. Well, they keep doing it because you have taught them through classical conditioning. It's a psychology term. Classical conditioning. You taught them, hey, baby, you can do that 12 times. You can write on the wall 10 times before I say anything, for real. Yolanda said, I used to be that auntie. These kids was wearing me out. Listen, look, I know as an auntie, they know how to, they know how to get on the cold sometimes. So I have to, especially because I don't get to see them as much. So I got to be careful. Georgia said, I'm not that mama. Something about me believes that you're not that mama. You're not with that business. Try you if they want to, right? Robin said, Lord, that type of mom works my nerves. Yes, it's just you're teaching the children to be disobedient. And then, I'm not trying to be on a soapbox, but then we try to figure out why in the world when they get older, they're acting all crazy and nobody can do anything with them. The teachers can't do anything with them. The law enforcement can't do anything with them. The truancy officer, nobody can do anything with them. And you don't wonder why, because you have given them, you conditioned your children, your nieces, your nephews, your guardians, whoever you're guardian over. You have conditioned them to do whatever they want until you get tired. And it changes from day to day. And when you do that, some of us grew up like that. And others didn't. But some of us did. And so we didn't set healthy boundaries because we didn't see it. I'm telling you that for those of you that don't have children yet that still desire children, hear me. You got to learn how to set those healthy boundaries so your child ain't out here being no children that people be talking about your kids because they be like, those are bad kids. And you be trying to figure out why you trying to have a date night and don't nobody want to keep your kids. Don't nobody want to keep your kids because what they don't have the heart to tell you is that you don't set healthy boundaries. They may not even notice what it is, but that's really what they're saying. Because they tell Johnny, no more juice. They go in the other room, they come back, Johnny has spilled it on the floor. Why is Johnny even in the refrigerator? Because I told Johnny no juice. Well, because he knows that his mom doesn't really mean no more juice. And then some people, y'all have seen this happen, and I'm kind of feeling some of y'all on here. Why some people's kids do better with us than they do with their own parents. They are more respectful. They are more yes ma'am, no ma'am. They are more quiet. They share. They're respectful. They eat their food. They don't have it all over the place. And I will be honest when it comes to that, because I'm not a natural parent. So I'm the auntie that sort of, spoils them. I'm spoiling them. Come on, everybody, let's go get, everybody, large blizzards from Dairy Queen for everybody. It doesn't matter that you're 3. You're getting a large because everybody gets a large, and get as many toppings as you want because Aunt Nicole is that, that's me. But that don't go long because it's not. Let's talk about this. Let me switch real quick, and I'm gonna bring this to a close and open it for questions. Some of us don't set healthy. Some of us don't set. I need to go back and look at what she said now. Oh my God! I so believe that. Aunt George says, "Send them to me, y'all." Let me tell you. And you know what, Aunt George, it must run in your family because Vosh didn't have natural children. But listen, children act the best around Vosh. Like they walk the straight and narrow. They talk. They use their words. They don't. You don't understand what they're saying. She be looking like, use your words, and then you realize your child can actually talk. Wait a minute. I've been over here deciphering your goo goo gaga, and you mean to tell me you could have told me you had to go to the bathroom? Yeah, she be like, use your words. And she does this to strangers kids in the store. Like, we just met you 10 seconds ago. Why is that child already walking the straight and narrow? Because you done opened up the curtain and said, listen, don't do that. Listen to your mom. Let me catch you doing it again. 10 seconds later, the parent is looking around trying to figure out why is their kid acting good? Because Vashna got a hold of him. 13 seconds into the store. This me, y'all. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed right now. I love that. Swollen, but don't cross the line, right? I'm so embarrassed because I'm sort of the more, especially with kids. Now, the adults I don't have as much for, but the kids, it's hard, y'all. It's hard. But it's neither here nor there. So, George, I think it runs in the family for some of y'all, right? Okay, so this is what I want to end this with tonight. And we could go on and on and on about this, but I want to end this out tonight with, I want you to think about this, okay? This excites me. I want you to think about setting healthy boundaries is self-care. Can somebody put that in the chat? Setting healthy boundaries is self-care. Setting healthy boundaries is actually a form of self-care. I'm going to tell you how. And this is how we're going to end tonight. I see you guys. When you self-care is about knowing when to make you a priority. Do you know that you are one of your priorities? That it's not okay for you to be out here saving the world and you're not at least making sure you're good. I cannot tell you the number of people that I see that are literally just dropping dead. And these are people that give to everybody else, make sure everybody else is good. And I'm like, why are they dropping dead? Because they've given everything they got out. They don't have anything left. And then people are like, why are you not doing it for me anymore? They don't even know that you are overexerting yourself because they just want what they want. Now, I want to say this to you, and I know this is going to make some people probably feel a certain kind of way. Some of you all are going to be like, aha. Some of you already know this. Most people are in your life, and I want you to hear this. Most people are in your life because of what you do for them. I know that's a hard pill to swallow. Let me say it again. Most people, and I do mean most people are in your life because of what you do for them. Now, before you argue me down and say that's not true, let's think about your job for a moment. Although you have an amazing boss, you may have a great manager, you may have a great team lead. If you were no longer doing over and above, if you were no longer doing all of the things that make you the one that's like the one, like they always ask you to do stuff, do you think your boss, now I'm not saying everybody, some of y'all got some amazing bosses, but do you think your boss I'm gonna answer for y'all. No, they gonna give you cold treatment like they get them other folks. And some of y'all know that. That's why you keep overdoing it. That's why you keep doing more and 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 nobody. And then you complaining. Come on, why ain't nobody else doing reports? Why ain't nobody else doing this? Because you keep allowing it. That's why. I don't know who else was gonna tell you. Because you keep allowing it. You're proving that you're gonna keep overextending yourself because you know within yourself that if I don't perform at the level that they want me to, they're not gonna see me as the same. Those people in your life, some of these friends that we have, what happens when you can't do the things you used to do? Let me give you a quick scenario, all right? Every year you guys exchange gifts on your birthdays because you're friends. That's what friends do, right? Well, you hit hard times. You really don't have resources like that to be just spending money on birthday gifts. You got to make sure other things are done, like rent paid and car payments and insurance and, and stuff like that, right? And so that particular year, although the other person gave you a gift because they had the capacity, you don't have that capacity. And so you have a conversation and say, hey, I wanted to get you something more. I can only, here's a card and my heartfelt words, but I really didn't have it this year, but I wanted to give you, or you may not even say that, you may just give them a card and in it is your heartfelt words and you try to figure out why all of a sudden they start to act funny. They could be starting to act funny because you're no longer doing what they want you to do. The moment, and this is why, guys, I tell people all the time when you're dealing with relationships, friendships, connections, any kind of connection, it always has to be tested with time and trouble. Somebody put that in the chat. Oh, this is good tonight. Nicole, I should high five myself right there. I think I will. Every relationship needs to be tested with time and trouble. I know we don't want to hear it. I know we don't want to hear it. I know that. Oh my God, why did she say that? Because it's true. Number one, time. If you get into a relationship, a connection, a job, or whatever, and you do not allow a proper time to go by. I'm not saying proper time. Proper time for some people 6 months, other people 6 years. I don't know. I'm just saying don't be in a rush, because what happens is if that relationship, connection, friendship, whatever, has not been tested by time, then you don't know that they really aren't consistent after 3 months, because you've not been around them that long. Or you don't know that they're only consistent when you see them at church. You don't know, or when they're on lives. You don't know that they are completely an opposite person when they're not around you. You don't know that because time has not shown you that, because you rushing. The other part is trouble. I never, ever, 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 ever feel any kind of way about any kind of relationships, friendships, anything. And if it ain't been tested, if it ain't been through nothing, everything hunky-dory, you ain't never had an argument, never had a disagreement. Shall I say disagreement, because you don't have to argue, but never had a disagreement, nothing. You ain't really qualified to tell me that what you got, because you don't know what you got. You don't know what you got. You don't know until trouble hits what you really have with a person. Anybody can stick around when everything's good, but can you stand the rain? I feel I was in the wrong key, but anyway, I think I was in the right key, but my voice was in the wrong place. But you know what I mean, New Edition. Can you stand the rain though? I appreciate sunny days. Everybody has them. What? Talk to me, book a New Edition. But can you stand the rain? Is the question. I may have to listen to that tonight, because that's a good question. Can you stand the rain? And a lot of times, our connections can't stand the rain, because it's just been good. So time and trouble always helps you. But self-care is a way, setting healthy boundaries is a part of self-care. And so when you set healthy boundaries, let me tell you some of the benefits really quick. It boosts your self-esteem, gives you more confidence. You're more emotionally stable. You have more peace. You're more joyful. You're more authentic when you set healthy boundaries. Okay, so what does that mean? If you know, okay, I'll give you a prime example. If you know somebody did something and you really didn't appreciate it or it didn't work out for you, have a conversation. Do a role play first to make sure you're not being mean, and let some time pass before you just going off on them and raising your voice and snapping your neck and all that stuff. You got to do all that, because then you start to bring them out of a place they don't need to be either. But after you prayed about it, you looked at it from every angle and you said, okay, yeah, that was just wasn't right. Have a conversation in love with the person. Now let me say this: if the person gets offended and is mad and they don't want to talk to you, who gonna tell them? You ain't had it in the first place. What you had was fake. It wasn't even real. And I'm saying to you that this is the time in your life when you need everything that's fake out of your life anyway. Anything that's phony out of your life anyway. Anybody who ain't in your life to be in your life, not because of what you got, not because of what you can do, but just because of who you are. If they're not in your life for that reason, now I get it. Okay, so as a spiritual leader, I understand that a lot of people around me, because they like to be around me. They love my energy. They love my inspiration, my motivation. I recognize that if I got online and I start being the big bad wolf, right? I'm always giving positive affirmations and encouragement. I'm also funny. I like to laugh. And so I put up a post maybe yesterday about a girl it was really a liturgical dance. It wasn't a praise dance. But she did the dance and she planned the moves. And by the third movement, her wig went one way, she went another. And so I just made mention that, hey, we put a lot of faith in what's fake. I wear wigs. I get it. I wear stuff. I get it, right? But you will be surprised how many people, now I'm always speaking positivity, but I have people trying to come for me. Now, some of y'all didn't see it because I got them quick. West Coast time. I got them quick, right? They thought I was asleep. I was up. I got them quick. A couple of them I got them in private. A couple of them I got them like, go somewhere else with that. Don't get on here. A couple of them I left on the post. I had somebody on there and I left them on there and I commented back, tagged them and commented because that's me. I said what I said. I meant what I said. I was a valuable lesson in it, right? I'm not saying that it don't happen, but I'm using this as a prime example. But that sometimes people expect you to be only one way. Now, if you don't know me, some of y'all can laugh because y'all know, Apostle is funny. She laugh. She or Nicole, whatever you call me. She funny. She gonna laugh. She love the Lord, but she is gonna. If you never met me, if you don't know me outside of social media, you may not know. But I love to laugh. I absolutely love it. I'm life of the party. That's me. But I'm not going to allow others to disrespect me either, preacher, pastor, whomever, without me having a conversation, right? And so I have a couple little exchanges. A couple of them won't be no more exchanges because it's not that deep. It's called, if you don't like what I'm saying, you have every right to block. See, that's setting boundaries. If you know that if you don't like what I'm saying, why in the world would you keep me on your news feed watching everything I do so you can get mad all over again? Get rid of it. Delete, block, whatever. Why go back and forth trying to change another person? It doesn't work that way. And so that's a prime example. Sometimes we just got to set boundaries. And I love the Lord, but you're not going to run over me. And you're not going to come on and try to make me be something I'm not. I'm at a place in my life where if me being authentically who I am, I feel you. Okay, Talisha, look. If me being authentically who I am don't work for you, that's fine. I'm not getting ready to change because you don't like what you see. And see, this is part of our issue. When you show, I don't want to say issue. When you show up as your most authentic self, some people are not going to like it. Yolanda, I want you to hear me. Some people can take you when you just go along to get along and you just say whatever they want you to hear. And they love you. But the moment you got to say what you got to say, they don't like it. Some people going to be done with you. They don't want nothing else to do with you. And you know what? I got a lot of people like that. Like they loved me last year. They don't love me this year. They don't love me long time. They love me short time. And it's okay. Because guess what? There's enough love I'm getting from God and the people he's put in my life that if he don't add another person, I'm good. And then on top of that, I love myself. Do you love you enough that if everybody else is jumping on the bandwagon against you, can you still make it? Can you still make it? Can you still go forth? I'm gonna love Nicole. Let me tell you something now. I got a lot of love to give, but I'm not gonna shortchange me to love nobody else. I got enough for you too, but I'm not shortchanging Nicole because I recognize that when I don't set those healthy boundaries, I'm the one that's in the negative. So tonight's lesson, okay, that's how I feel, Talisha. Thank you, Yolanda. Tonight's lesson was, we're going to get back to our meditation, and I want y'all to stay on that. But I want you to start showing up for yourself better. I want to tell you, yes, Jasmine, I don't want to tell you to do it for me. I want you to do it for you. Set better boundaries for you. This doesn't work for me. You realize that no one else on your job that does your role is having to do the same stuff you do. And you recognize it. You see it. Like, we're not getting ready to ignore this elephant in the room. Like, I'm not really concerned about what they're doing. I'm just concerned that I'm the only one doing when this role is a role that several people have. I'm just curious. I'm not concerned about them. I'm just concerned about this being distributed, equitably. I'm concerned. There's nothing wrong. And let me tell you something. I didn't always speak up for myself when I was in corporate America. I didn't always speak up for myself. And even yeah, I think since I've left corporate America, but I didn't always speak up for myself. But I learned from other. I learned something, y'all. Yeah, I see you, Robin. I learned something being a manager and supervisor on my job for years. I realized that although I wasn't asking and setting boundaries, I was managing people that were setting them. They would come to me and say, Nicole, is there any particular reason why you guys are asking us to work overtime today? Are you guys just knowing today, like, how can you all penalize us for not staying an extra 30 minutes today when we didn't have an advance notice? Now, I didn't set the boundary, or I didn't set it, but I'm getting it from the higher ups, and I'm thinking to myself, you got a good point. And then I learned from people that I managed. They were setting boundaries, and like, no, I'm not. I'm not just gonna rush people off the phone to help. If you hired me to help these people, and if it takes me 10 minutes, I'm gonna take 10 minutes, and I'm gonna give them the best service because that's most important. If you're telling me you don't want me to give good service, you just want me to just get them off the phone, but you're gonna score me on my customer service, that's a problem. I had people do that, and I had to go back to the higher ups and it's like, you know what? They got a good point. And so what I'm saying is when you start to advocate for yourself, you'll notice other people start doing the same. But they're gonna take their cue from you, right? So that's my soul detox number 4, day number 4, night number 4 lesson. I hope you enjoyed it tonight. I enjoy sharing. She actually said, I'm that employee. Why am I saying? What is it about me? And then they be saying stuff like, well, I know so-and-so got car issues and so-and-so blah, 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 got kids. So you're penalizing me for having a car that works, a reliable car, and you're penalizing me because I don't have children. Let me get this straight. Okay. No, it doesn't work that way. All right. So anyway, guys, I you can tell I'm very passionate about setting healthy boundaries, and I hope to do much more of this in the future. I just want folks to show up for themselves and stop letting folk run over you. Stand up for you. You can be nice now. You can be nice. Some of y'all don't. You already don't play, but some of y'all be just letting folk run over you. You used to be taking stuff, and they gonna keep doing it if you taking it. In relationships, they gonna keep doing it if you taking it. They're going to keep talking you crazy if you let them. They're going to keep treating you like you're an option if you let them. One of the stories I hear from Steve Harvey and Marjorie Harvey, they met years back and he wasn't really ready at that point to really commit. And she's like, basically like, listen, holler back at me when you serious and when you ready to do, you ready to be with one woman. You ready to get rid of that other phone? Come back and holler at me. He went, and if you hear, I don't know if you heard the story, he threw that phone away that day. And the rest is history. He threw that phone away that day. He's like, oh, let me go break that phone. Let me tell you something. I ain't letting you bypass me again. No, and so people will show up for you based on what you expect and allow. So I want you to be honest with me. If you know you're a person that hasn't always set healthy boundaries, do you feel like tonight's lesson will help you do better? Do you feel like you're going to think of it differently? Is anybody saying I'm not going? Yeah, I'm so glad to hear that out, George. And then because what happens is we get fed up, and then we go from 0 to 100, and they mad. Well, because they didn't see me getting to 10 and 20 and 30 and 40. Now I'm already up here. And now you talk about why you be blowing stuff out of proportion. I'm not blowing stuff out of proportion. You done made me mad 10 times this week. And because I didn't set healthy boundaries, now I'm already up here. No, I'm not doing that. With a straight face. Don't do that again, please. When you speak to me that way, that makes me feel like a child, and I'm not a child. I have rent, mortgage, grown people bills. Please don't talk to me that way. Thank you. Some people get offended and leave, but I bet you one thing, they won't come back talking that smack again. Others will respect you and say, you know what, I do realize I did talk to you a little crazy. Forgive me. You need that in your life, guys. Have people around you who will hold you accountable to that. I'll hold you. I'm gonna tell you now. I'm gonna hold you accountable. And some of y'all, I ain't even met y'all in person. You know, I will hold you accountable, and vice versa. I want you to hold me accountable. So, wait a minute, Apostle. You said hold me accountable. We gotta hold each other accountable. Okay, guys. How did a 20-minute lesson turn into 55 minutes? Can y'all explain it to me? Y'all understand? I can't ever give you just. I always do this. Supposed to do this. I always do this. Supposed to do this. Francis, I'm so glad to hear this, baby. I really want you to set those boundaries, baby, because I'm gonna tell you something. You deserve so much more. You deserve it, and why not have it? What? Okay, guys, I'm really done now. Y'all not gonna. I can't even say y'all talking my head off because I'm talking y'all's head off. It's not even y'all, it's me. I can't even hear y'all, and I'm still on here. What is that about? Because it was good. Okay, Yolanda, thank you. Thank you. Well, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. Oh, Talisha. Oh, how I do. Gosh, I can't hide it. Thank you, Brian. I can't hide it. I love y'all. I really do. Whether we see each other, whether we don't all the time, I love y'all. I love what I do. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will keep you guys posted. I'm going to make this link available right after this. I'll keep you guys posted. No homework tonight other than, well, let me say this. No soul work other than try meditation again tomorrow. I want you to ponder on the lesson tonight. I want you to think about areas where you need to set boundaries. That's what I want you to do. Think about areas where you know you need to set boundaries and start doing it. Right? And if you got a praise report because you did it, let me know. I will let you guys know if anything changes. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow night, same time, 8 p.m. If something changes, I will get with you guys. I promise you we'll get this last class in. But I want to make sure that I'm front and center with you guys. I want to be honest with you up front. So I'll get with you. I love y'all. Have an amazing night. Take care.